Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OTS News. My name is Mean Marky D, Pile Driving Geeks. Since 1973, the biggest mark in the IWC. What the hell did we just watch tonight? My God, man, and I hear every week that Dynamite is worse. What the fuck was that, man? Holy shit. Indi Hartwell botching all over the place. Who let Lash Legend into the building, man? My God, is she fucking awful. And Cora Jade, honey, what is going on? I don't know who you're with. But tonight, honey, I think you went, limp, if you know what I mean. Hey, yo, Nikita Lyons, why don't you call up Marky D? I'll show you what the D in Marky D really means. Rawr. NXT tonight, JD's gonna talk about it. By the way, breaking news, the Atlanta Braves have defeated the New York Mets 4-1. Yeah, what happened? You fucking Queens bitches, huh? Anyway, I better get out of here, man. I may have had a little too much to drink inside the beer garden tonight, man. Anyway, my name is Mean Marky D. I got the tunes coming up. Stay with us. This is OTS News.
Everything, this ain't coming. Man, that may have been the lamest heel turn, I think, I've ever seen on Tuesday night on NXT. Who books this shit? Seriously, who books this garbage? Oh, that's right. It's Bruce. It's Bruce Pritchard who signed off on it. My God. I have so many questions, and none of them really even make sense. My questions don't even make sense. Cora Jade turned heel tonight on her best friend, her partner, Roxanne Perez. They just won the NXT Women's Tag Team titles last week. We were here last week talking about them winning the tag team titles. And WWE wipes everything that we watched last week away. I may need a couple of black walnut old fashions to wash down what I thought tonight was a nonsensical show on Tuesday night, but what else is new? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Nikita Lyons and the news revolving around Miss Lyons. And we're going to talk this Cora Jade heel turn, man. I'm going to the beer garden. It's hot. It's humid. There's no fire pits tonight, even though I got them lit because they look great. And the drinks, they're ice cold. And I hope you guys have yours because I know I got mine. But I got one question. I got one question before we get to the beer garden, man. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Is AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Guys, thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your NXT post show for July 12th, 2022. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Tuesday evenings, wherever you may be. This is the third week in a row, and I can confidently say that Triple H is still not back in charge of NXT. We're keeping a score. We're keeping a tally. We have a scoreboard. When he is back, I will tell you, you will feel it, we will all know. Triple H had nothing to do with this show tonight, as obviously evidenced by this hilarious heel turn of Cora Jade tonight. How old is Cora Jade? Somebody in the chat, you guys in the chat, man, you sleuths in the chat. How old is Cora Jade? 21? 22 years old. We're already turning her heel. She's as green as the fucking mold in some fat slob's refrigerator, man. Seriously. Healthy shit. Gone moldy. That's how green Cora Jade is in NXT. And here we are, 21 years old, already turning her heel, man. Oh, my goodness. You know, I find it funny, man. I find it real funny how people still argue with me in my comment section. You see, one of them scraggly little geeks in the chat. Oh, but Triple H, he's gone and he left Shawn Michaels in charge. He's over there.
Shawn Michaels is in charge over in NXT. Why do you have to make everything a conspiracy, JD? It ain't Bruce.
Of course it's Bruce. Of course it's Bruce running this show. Only Bruce would make some fucking dumb decision like he did tonight. I have questions. You're not going to hear this from any other fucking podcast that's live right now covering NXT, man. They're not going to ask the hard-hitting questions. Nobody's going to question this shit. They're all going to be like, oh, well, Cora Jade went heel. I think that's a fantastic idea. WWE had Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez beat Toxic Attraction last week. This is Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, who've pretty much, with Mandy Rose, have run this division. They had Cora Jade and Roxanne beat Toxic Attraction last week. And tonight, we get Roxanne cashing in that contract. She won the breakout tournament of 2022 in the women's division this year. She had a contract and was number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. We could have been looking at Roxanne 2 belts tonight. That probably would have made a lot more sense if you really want to be honest and upfront with yourself. WWE tonight, they started the show off with Roxanne Perez laying in the most dangerous part of North America, the NXT parking lot outside of the Performance Center. Or before that, it was Full Sail University. The NXT parking lot, man, is, it's treacherous. Seriously, it's more dangerous than the South Bronx. It's more dangerous than the fucking mean streets of Chicago after a late hour. Shouldn't be venturing out by yourself there. The parking lot has claimed another casualty. Roxanne Perez was laid out. There was officials out there all making a big scene. Who was it? Cora Jade was out there. Oh my God. The entire show revolved around who attacked Roxanne Perez. Mackenzie Mitchell, everybody she interviewed, was it you? Do you know anything about it? Do you have any clues? Nikita Lyons, no. Grayson Waller, no. Tony D'Angelo asking Elektra Lopez, no, she didn't do it. Everybody was a culprit or a suspect in this who attacked Roxanne Perez. So Nikita Lyons at the end of the show, and we'll talk about her in a little bit. Nikita Lyons, and I legitimately thought they were going to get Roxanne out of there and do some real shady shit and then give you Nikita Lyons versus Mandy Rose tonight. But Nikita Lyons says, if Mandy needs an opponent, I'll go get my gear on and we'll have a women's championship match right now. That's what I thought that they were going to do. So Mandy's out there. She says, I'll give Roxanne to the count of 5 or 10 to come on out here. And lo and behold, it is Cora Jade. Kind of a dead giveaway as to what was going to happen in the last 10 minutes of the show. Cora Jade is out there. Oh no, the people were promised a women's championship match If Roxanne can't do it, I'm going to step in and give the people what they want, and that is a title match, and I'm going to win the NXT Women's Championship. Oh, I got you. I see what you're doing here. I see what WWE's doing here. They wanted you to think that Roxanne Perez was not going to show up and Cora Jade was going to be in the match, only for Roxanne to then show up and Cora Jade get angry and Cora Jade start showing some jealousy towards Roxanne Perez. So the match goes on, and we get to the end, the big climax of the match. We get Roxanne Perez hitting her Pop Rocks, I think it's called, the Code Red that she does as a finishing move. She executed it on Mandy Rose on the outside. Cora Jade's over there. You got to get back in the ring. You got to get back in the ring. And she's trying to help Roxanne Perez up. Roxanne rolls into the ring. She's about halfway in the ring. And Cora Jade takes off one half of the women's tag team title belts that she's wearing around her waist. She folds it up. And then she smashes in the weakest possible way, smashes the title over Roxanne Perez's back and turns heel. She's got this nasty little snarl on her face. She's showing a lot of teeth. She's very gangrely and fucking angry at Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez is in the ring. Oh, why? Why are you doing this to me? Only for Mandy to hit a finish, and Roxanne Perez was defeated 1-2-3. It was then at the end of the match that we got Cora Jade in the ring yelling at Roxanne. Roxanne's got this, why look on her face. And Cora Jade has her skateboard. She raises the skateboard up in the air to go and smash Roxanne over the back with it in a very forceful manner. And the skateboard breaks in midair. Remember when she got into a verbal back and forth with Darby Allin on social media about him being a fake skateboarder, or they were exchanging back and forths about who the genuine skateboarder is? I think Darby called her a fake punk rock emo chick, and she doesn't really skateboard, or whatever the fuck he said on social media. I don't remember what she said back to him, but everybody seemingly came to the defense of Cora Jade. Remember that? When people called her out for not being a real skateboarder? My fucking goodness, man. If I see her come out with the goddamn skateboard next week, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, because, let's be honest, she is not a fucking skateboarder. And whatever the fuck they did tonight, they made her look like a blithering fucking idiot. The theme of the week, dumbest. They made Bianca Belair look like the dumbest last night on Raw. And my God, man, I think we have the dumbest of the week in Cora Jade. Seriously, man. Ho, 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 and I'll blow your fucking house down. The fucking wind of NXT's Performance Center broke the skateboard, which was obviously made out of cardboard. The skateboard broke in midair before she could even lay in the attack with the skateboard on Roxanne Perez. Now, good thing is Cora Jade didn't freeze and, what do I do now? She picked up the remaining pieces of the skateboard and she started beating Roxanne Perez over the back with the half of skateboard, but it looked absolutely fucking terrible. It looked ridiculous. I don't think WWE is going to be showing that part of the attack next week when they go to highlight clips showing how this all transpired. My question is, and I would be shocked if anybody in the community right now that's live talking about NXT brings this up, because everybody wants to be, oh, well, why don't you enjoy it for what it is, man? WWE had Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade win the NXT Women's Tag Team titles last week from Toxic Attraction. Cora Jade has gone through many partners, many trials and tribulations to beat Toxic Attraction, whom she's been feuding with all year. She's been feuding with Toxic Attraction all fucking year. We finally get them taking down JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, 2/3 of Toxic Attraction. Toxic Attraction looks like their power is weakening on NXT. They legitimately have the titles for a week, only for Cora Jade to then turn on her own best friend and her tag team partner, whom she holds these tag team titles with, after a week. And they decide to turn her heel. After a week. After beating Toxic Attraction last week for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Who books this shit? Who books this shit? Oh, that's right. It's Bruce Pritchard. It's Bruce Pritchard. This is not Triple H. This is not even Shawn Michaels. This is all Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard signed off on this terrible heel turn. This terrible idea. Now, I'm going to try and do my best to find some glimmer of positivity in this. And I'll give you two little aspects here of my positivity coming out of this entire segment. But why would you have the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships as such a big focus, and you obviously looking to pair other women on the brand in tag teams to really line up for tag team title opportunities? NXT has more women's tag teams than the main roster does. I don't really like it. I don't think they're needed, but at least they were trying. And now all of a sudden the titles are once again vacant? I don't understand this shit. I don't really get how things are done here. Nobody questions anything. Everybody just wants to go with the motion, go with the flow. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. WWE is so fucking haphazard in their booking. They don't let anything breathe. They got a good idea. They gotta bust a nut in about 10 seconds. That's the mentality of WWE creative. There's no vision. There's no long-term booking. Now, what should have really happened tonight is Roxanne Perez win the fucking title, have Roxanne Perez hold both titles, and have Toxic Attraction called up to Monday night or Friday night, and have that happen after SummerSlam. And then you start building the jealousy from Cora Jade on Roxanne Perez. What jealousy is there from Cora Jade to Roxanne Perez after you seeked out a partner for so long, and you have your best friend who finally helped you accomplish something that you couldn't accomplish? And you win the titles, only for you to turn on that partner who helped you accomplish beating Toxic Attraction after all this time. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You would have never, ever, and I guarantee you, never seen this play out on Black and Gold. They would never be this haphazard. They would never be this lazy, ever. Triple H would never be this reckless or this careless. I don't get it. I don't really get it. I don't understand it. Who books this shit? This show sucks. This show sucks. Just like Monday, it sucks. Friday, it sucks. Tuesday, sucks is just as bad as Monday and Friday. What's the excuse gonna be? Oh, I'm jealous. All the spotlight came on you, and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. More second grade writing from WWE. Cora is jealous because Roxanne is the new belle of the ball. Roxanne's the flavor of the month in everybody's eyes in WWE. Great. Great. Did you ever have the fucking spotlight? No, you didn't. You never won the NXT Women's Championship. This was your first major championship thanks to Roxanne, and against 3 women you've been feuding with all fucking year with multiple partners, and now you want to turn on her and claim jealousy? I gotta see how they come up with this shit. What lame creative are they gonna come up with next week when Cora Jade comes out to the 150 geeks inside the Performance Center booing her because she turned heel in the lamest way possible? This is just another string of whodunit angles in NXT, with the master of them all being done by Triple H, with Who Attacked Malachi at Full Sail University in the quadrangle or the parking lot area of Full Sail. You know, I'm still waiting on who the fuck attacked Kenta at Full Sail. Who attacked Hideo Itami back in NXT Black and Gold? I'm still waiting to know. That's how dangerous the fucking parking lot is in NXT. Triple H did that Malachi, who attacked Malachi or Aleister Black back in the day. And my God, man, I remember like it was yesterday, man. Nikki Cross getting in the ring. Crazy Nikki. Fucking Nikki Cross when she was great. Rocking back and forth. And she's like laughing. I got something to tell you. I got something to... The look on Aleister Black's face, on Malachi's face, when she told him what she knew, man, it was brilliant. Everything about that was brilliant. Then that obviously led to the Gargano and Ciampa and Black thing for the NXT title. It was fucking unbelievable, man. They really went through everybody, and it was something that went over multiple weeks. It went over multiple weeks. This falls in line with the whodunit angle in NXT, and they blew through it in a fucking night, and they blew through Cora Jade turning heel after 1 week, after winning the goddamn fucking tag team titles. Some positivity to come out of this. Some positivity to come out of this, man. I honestly think Cora Jade is probably going to be better as a heel. I don't think she really took to the crowd, or the crowd took to her, rather. I don't think she really owned up to being a babyface, man. It really felt forced. It did. I honestly think if you look at her, she's going to be a better heel than she is a babyface. But that doesn't mean we have to do it at such an early age when she's still a baby, and we have to do it after 1 week of her winning the fucking tag team titles. The other thing is, and I don't know what WWE is going to do with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, just like I don't know what they're doing with the Women's Tag Team titles on the main roster. I don't know. Apparently, there was a report from Fightful today that WWE has not brought up, not once, any discussions about the women's tag team titles since Naomi and Sasha Banks are now rumored to be released from the company. WWE said they were going to hold a tournament for those tag team titles, and nothing has been said, nothing has been done. WWE has not really done anything as far as pairing women together up to even assemble a tag team on the main roster. So I wonder what's going on with the Women's Tag Team Championships. If I am booking this shit, I'm burning the main roster titles and I'm burning the women's titles on NXT, man. We don't need Women's Tag Team Championships on Raw, on SmackDown, on NXT, and God almighty, God forbid, TK, holy shit, we don't need them on AEW either. We don't need them on AEW. Women's Tag Team titles in any promotion right now, with the way women's wrestling is going, and the forced narrative and the forced agenda, oh, we got to get all these championships. We got to do everything just like the men have with the women. No. If you want another title on NXT, you should create a secondary title, just like AEW has the TBS title held by Jade Cargill. You want something for the women to fight over? Make it a secondary title in the same way that we have a U.S. title or an intercontinental title. That's the right way to go about it. Tag team in WWE does no good for nobody. So those are my two takeaways there. Burn the fucking titles. Cora Jade's going to be better as a heel than she is as a babyface, but this shit was the lamest and absolutely most careless angle I think I've seen all year. And it's again with the women. Again with the women. This is worse than when the Dusty Cup ended, and they, instead of cashing in for a tag team title match, they cashed in for single opportunities at the NXT Women's title. What a great way to make your tag team division look great and important and prestigious there, Bruce. This was the lamest heel turn I think I've ever seen in NXT with the whodunit angle. In fact, this was the lamest heel turn I say all year, and this was the worst whodunit angle in all of NXT history. Nikita Lyons. There's a reason why she was interviewed tonight. There's a reason why Nikita Lyons was interviewed tonight, because WWE clearly has big plans for Miss Lyons. During the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, and they were live when they were talking about this. They were previewing tonight's NXT, and they went over the card and what could happen, what they think will happen. Meltzer talked about plans to eventually crown Nikita Lyons as the champion of the brand. Meltzer also put over Perez as someone who should hold the title at some point. Roxanne Perez should be the person, Meltzer said. She's young, she's very good, she's very charismatic. She'd be a good one to win that championship. I know there was a lot of talk of Nikita Lyons winning, but not for a long time, not right now. Behind the scenes, Lyons has received a lot of praise because the feeling is that she's been improving in the ring and she is very marketable. Per Meltzer, it looks like it's only a matter of time until she wins the NXT Women's Championship. You know, I can't really say I disagree with that last statement there. I know there was talk of Nikita Lyons, he says, winning, but not for a long time, not right now. And it may not be right now, but it's going to happen. Whoever the next women's champion is on this brand, it will be Nikita Lyons. I don't care who you think it should be, it will be Nikita Lyons. I don't want to sit here and say that she isn't good. She has promise. She's not bad. She's not Lash Legend bad. Let's put it that way. She's not as bad as Lash Legend. She's awful. But Nikita Lyons has a lot of promise. The one thing that Nikita Lyons, to me, has is social media presence. I don't think I've seen anybody with the social media presence and what she does on social media, how she commands your attention on social media and how good she does social media. I haven't seen that type of dedication to her social media since the days of Sasha Banks being in WWE. Sasha Banks, obviously when, Sasha's on social media, it really grabs your attention because she's just very photogenic and she's a beautiful woman and she's out there, she takes pictures and, she's at these events and she does the PR. She's very photogenic, is Sasha Banks. People go millions upon millions of likes for Sasha Banks on social media. Nikita Lyons, to me, is similar to what Sasha Banks is to the WWE and what she does on social media. All Nikita Lyons needs to do, and the potential is there, is to not be so one-dimensional in the ring. I pray that it's not, oh my God, she's a beautiful woman. Oh my God, everybody loves to fucking drool over her social media because she's in a different outfit every fucking day and she's got her puppies hanging out and she's shaking her ass every single time on Instagram when she uploads a fucking Instagram photo or an Instagram story. I want it to be more than that. I'm not saying it can't be that, but I want it to be more than that. Nikita Lyons has the potential to be just as good in the ring as she is on social media. And it's okay to have the best of both worlds here. This is why I'm so hopeful that Triple H does eventually take over the brand again. Can you imagine Nikita Lyons being run by Triple H? Seriously. If this was Bruce and John Laurinaitis, you'd be getting the Instagram Nikita Lyons only. If this was a Triple H run NXT, you can guarantee there'd be the best of both worlds there. And that's what she possesses. She will be the NXT Women's Champion. In fact, she will be the one to beat Mandy Rose. No doubt about it. That's my honest prediction. Will it happen right now? No, it should not happen right now. Roxanne Perez is better than Mandy. Roxanne Perez is better than Cora. Roxanne Perez is better than Nikita. So I would have had the title change happen tonight. People were ready for it. People are over it with Toxic Attraction. Then you could have built the heel turn for Cora Jade if you really wanted to go in that direction. Give it some time to marinate. I'm not saying 6 months from now. Give it 3. Give it 4 weeks. Give it till the next TakeOver show. Or the next NXT pay-per-view. I'm sorry. TakeOver. Yeah, right. You'll never see that again unless Paul Levesque is back in charge. Give it time to marinate. But Nikita Lyons will be the one, after tonight, she will be the one to take down Mandy Rose and win that NXT Women's Championship. I just hope that it isn't a John Laurinaitis presentation, and it's more along the lines of Triple H and what they do with Nikita Lyons on the brand. But that's my prediction there about Nikita, and that's my opinion on Cora Jade, man. I thought it was a very, very lame heel turn. There's nothing in this company is allowed to breathe, or nothing in this company is allowed to be given time to really just sit. Everything's got to be rushed. Just like WWE cashing in a fucking women's Money in the Bank. They don't hold on to anything. They don't plan anything. They don't have fun with anything. They don't like booking anything. It's almost as if it gives them a disease. I would have waited, and the heel turn didn't need to happen tonight. And what they got was a very rushed, lame presentation of somebody that I think could be good, and tonight had a very bad presentation as far as turning heel on her best friend in Cora Jade, turning on Roxanne Perez. We're going to go over the rest of the show. I don't want to be here all night talking about NXT, but we will go over the rest of the show. And I appreciate you guys joining me tonight, man. We got 1,300 inside the OTS venue tonight. I need you to hit that thumbs up, man. We got 1,300 in here tonight. I need at least 750 likes on the live stream tonight. That's the minimum on Tuesday night. 750 likes on tonight's stream. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show with our cold beverages. Get those memberships in. Become an OTS VIP. Right here on the podcast. Right here in the new OTS Beer Garden. Follow me on social media. At JDfromNY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And now an official partner with Cameo. I am on Cameo, man. Make sure you guys go and hit me up on Cameo. All you need is down in the description below. All the links are there for you. Tonight's show sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped.com and their Performance Package 4.0. Make sure you guys hit them up. Use code SCRIPT20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping, man. It's July. It's getting hot. It's getting humid. And I need you to look your best when you go out for a night out on the town. Manscaped is going to help you be your best, look your best, and feel your best, man. Manscaped.com, code SCRIPT20. We'll talk about them a little bit later on in the show. Go check out my Monday Night Raw review from last night. Really good stuff there, even though I had no desire to talk about it whatsoever because it was an awful program last night. That is live on the channel, on the homepage. Go and check that out. And make sure you guys hit up House of Glory, man. House of Glory, HOGWrestling.net. We just announced Low Key versus Killer Cross. That was one of the marquee matches for our big show at Terminal 5 on August 28th in New York City, live on Fight TV. If you can't be there in person, you're going to need to order this thing on Fight TV, man. I showed everybody the trailer for Low Key and Killer Cross last night. We'll go over it again tonight, but make sure you guys go check out HOGWrestling.net. If you guys are in the New York City area and do want to attend, you're going to need to get these fast, man. It is going to be a sold-out show. We're looking at, hopefully, 1,300 live at Terminal 5 in New York City. All right, let's get into the show, man. NXT opened up with Giovanni Vinci and Apollo Crews in a one-on-one match, man. I really liked this. I did. I thought this was easily, by far and away, the best thing on the entire show. We all know Apollo Crews is great. Apollo Crews is awesome. And I'm glad he's back on NXT because I feel like he was more NXT than he ever was WWE main roster. I actually quite enjoyed the gimmick that he had before he went back to NXT. The whole accent that he was... I liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it was probably the best work of his main roster run. And that's not really saying much because they didn't really give him much to work with. So he's back on NXT. He's a tremendous professional wrestler. He does lack in areas, just like Ricochet lacks in areas. He lacks that charisma, right? Ricochet is all flash and just a crazy in-ring performer. So is Apollo Crews. He is missing some certain aspects. He really is. But never mind how we all know Apollo Crews is great, man. You really got to focus on Giovanni Vinci. Now, this is the former Fabian Eichner. This is legitimately... I watch NXT, but I really skim through most weeks. I just got back in the whole spirit of being here live. I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm hopeful that Triple H shows face sometime soon. But Giovanni Vinci, the former Fabian Eichner, we can sit here and complain that he should have been on the main roster with Marcel Bartel and Walter, now Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Or he could have been called up to the main roster and there didn't need to be him included with them. He would have been a perfect fit for the Maximum Male Models to give them a serious vibe, because I feel like that's what they're eventually going to need. Max Dupree and Mansois and Marseille. I think Giovanni Vinci would have fit perfectly. Or if not, you could have called him up to the main roster as well, and you could have really had him fill in for Cesaro, because the similarities between he and Cesaro are there, and they're very, very apparent. He could have been the next Cesaro if you wanted him to. That's how good he is. But this is legitimately the first time they're seeing his presentation, theme music, entrance, and ring attire. They nailed it. Whatever they've done with Giovanni Vinci, man, it may seem a little cringe to you. It may seem a little over the top. Oh, my God, this is awful. But they've nailed the presentation, man. I love the little stops that he does and looks into the camera, and then they like photograph it. He did this 3 different times, even in front of the commentators, and Wade Barrett knew it was coming, and Wade Barrett stood there and he gave like a model pose while Vinci pointed at the camera, and they photo opted. I think it's great. The presentation for him is great. I could see him also really thriving in NXT, and I could see that being a successful shtick for Giovanni Vinci, because he's got everything else. I really think it works. I think it works. So these guys were going back and forth. They had a great match. This was as close to old NXT as anything I've seen all year on Tuesday night with this 2.0 brand. So Vinci had the upper hand after a commercial break. Before the break, Vinci sent Crews out of the ring and slammed him into the barricade gut first. He tosses Crews back in the ring. We go to commercial break. Vinci had the upper hand. He started with a bunch of chops, and they took each other out with a double drop kick. Crews hit a double kick followed by a running lariat. Crews hit a splash followed by 3 German suplexes. He goes for the pin, but Vinci kicks out. Vinci hits a lariat. Then he looks for a vertical suplex. Crews escapes, but Vinci catches him off the ropes and hits a brain bust. Apollo Crews is not a small guy. And Vinci caught him off the top rope and muscled him up over for a brain buster, but Crews kicks out. There was a part in this match where Vinci was going for, I believe, a springboard crossbody. I forgot to mention this. I didn't put it in my notes because I was like, holy shit, that was a great move. He did a springboard crossbody, plancha off the middle rope, and Crews nailed an absolutely picture-perfect dropkick, man. It was awesome. And like I said, this was the closest thing to a real sense of black and gold than anything I've seen on Tuesday night. Crews hit a power bomb. Vinci rolled out of the ring. Crews sends him back in, but Zion Quinn comes out of nowhere and hits a forearm on Crews while the referee was distracted. Now, how this all came about, Vinci was on the outside. Somebody was there. Obviously, a plant was taking a picture on his mobile device of Giovanni Vinci. Vinci grabbed this guy's cell phone, takes it in the ring with him, and the referee is looking at Vinci like, what the fuck are you doing? Why is this cell phone in here? This is not supposed to be in here. So Zion Quinn, snooze fest, Zion Quinn jumps out of the crowd and he attacks Apollo Crews. This was all happening while the referee's distracted. Vinci takes advantage of this with a huge powerbomb, sit-out powerbomb for the 1-2-3, and Giovanni Vinci wins over Apollo Crews as they set up Zion Quinn. Falling asleep over here. He's just like Ronda Rousey. Zion Quinn versus Apollo Crews, man. Snooze fest. But Giovanni Vinci gets the win. And I believe this was his, this might have been his second match on NXT. Really, really good stuff here, and I love the gimmick. I love the presentation. I thought it was awesome. So we go backstage. Mackenzie Mitchell and Cora Jade are there, and Jade is being interviewed. Mitchell asks for an update on Roxanne Perez. She says she doesn't have one. Jade says that it has toxic attraction written all over it, and they're upset about them winning the tag team titles next week. She says that she hopes Perez can pull through and compete tonight. So, another question I have in regards to Roxanne Perez being attacked, and I hope that this is covered next week. If Roxanne Perez is injured and she's being attended to by medical staff during this entire show, and Cora Jade is there and she's with her friend and she's there by her side, I hope to God next week that Cora Jade had disguised herself in a mask or did it where Roxanne Perez didn't know what was going on. Otherwise, there's going to be a big logic gap in this entire story. If Roxanne Perez saw Cora Jade attack her and did not say anything throughout the duration of this show, you better fucking believe I'm going to call this shit out next week as one huge fucking fail. So I better hear next week that Cora Jade was in a fucking lucha mask or a fucking paper bag or a plastic bag over her head or something. She was dressed in a jumpsuit. Something. She repelled from the fucking building and fucking shot a batarang down from the building like Batman on Roxanne Perez. Something. Something needs to be done so that it tells the audience that Roxanne Perez didn't know what had happened. Just throwing that out there. We go from Cora Jade to Tiffany Stratton. She's getting her nails done at the salon and complains to the technician about Wendy Choo. She says Choo is obsessed with her and she'll be watching the women's championship match later tonight. I could see, and I said this last week, I could see Mandy losing that title to Nikita Lyons, and I could see the first match for Nikita Lyons, the first big test for Nikita Lyons being Tiffany Stratton. I honestly think that would be the right way to go about it. You see the lineage of women here, the lineup of women possibly coming next. I could see Mandy dropping it to Nikita, Nikita dropping it to Tiffany, Tiffany dropping it to Roxanne. I could see it going along those lines. Cameron Grimes, he comes down the aisle. He's got a microphone in his hand. He's cutting a promo to the moon. Cameron Grimes. He says he showed a lot of heart, and no one can take that away from him. He tells everybody in the arena that I don't want this to be a pity party. And McDonough comes down the aisle, and he is really kind of egging Cameron Grimes on. He didn't win the NXT championship. He didn't win the North American championship. Cameron Grimes thinks that he's a loser. He's destined to be a loser. So McDonough, the former Jordan Devlin, comes out and says that he saw his match last week with Braun Breaker, showed a lot of heart, and no one can take that away from him. He tells him that this is a pity party. Grimes tells him to look him in the face when he's in the ring talking and calls him an Irish asshole. So McDonough then starts getting chants of asshole. I find it very poetic that they got a guy named JD on a WWE show being chanted asshole. I find that to be quite coincidental and quite poetic, if you ask me. Something going on there, man. There may be a fucking conspiracy right here between WWE and this very podcast. McDonough? Really? Couldn't come up with any other initials, right? JD in the ring tonight, getting chants of asshole. I would embrace it. I love it. I think it's great. I'm glad everybody thinks I'm an asshole. It only makes them look like a bigger asshole in return when we all hear about these great meet and greets that we have every single time when we go out taking the podcast on the road. So McDonough attacks him, slides out of the ring. They stare down one another. Looks like we're getting a JD versus To the Moon Cameron Grimes feud coming up on 2.0. Kaden Carter, she is with Katana Chance. She has a match with Tatum Paxley. So before we do that, we get a backstage promo between all Diamond Mine members. And the Creed brothers walk off and say goodbye to Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp wants to run it back. He wants to run the tag team title match back again. Roderick Strong comes in and tells him that he cost him the NXT tag team titles last week. He says he isn't as good as he thinks he is, and he challenged Damon Kemp to a one-on-one match next week. I'm kind of intrigued about why Roddy is so agitated with all of the Diamond Mine members. He's fighting all of them. So I don't really get what's going on here, but I'm slightly intrigued about Roderick Strong and what his problem is with Diamond Mine. We go to Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They are out there. Kaden has a match with Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley gets the victory here. This wasn't anything all that special, but the ending. I loved the ending of this match. I thought what Tatum Paxley did at the end of this match was really, really, really good. So Paxley's on the outside. She gets back in the ring and sends Carter into the corner. She delivers a drop kick followed by a swinging neck breaker. She goes for a pin, but Carter kicks out. Paxley hit a couple of headbutts. Carter sends her to the mat down. Carter locks in this beautiful. She did a beautiful leg submission. I don't even know what the fuck you called it, but she flipped in midair and she applied this thing beautifully. And Tatum Paxley's in the middle of the ring about to give up. She crawls slowly but surely to the bottom rope, and she grabs the bottom rope to break the hold of this great-looking submission hold by Kaden Carter. Paxley then manages to roll up Kaden Carter in a small package. Kaden Carter lifted Tatum Paxley by the legs, and Tatum Paxley kind of leapt in air forward at Kaden Carter into a small package, rolled her up for the 1, 2, 3. It looked like she was about to lose the match after being in that devastating submission hold for a little bit, and she ends up pulling out a victory. I thought it looked great. I thought her selling for the move looked great. I thought the victory, or not the victory roll, but the small package looked great. Nice little ending sequence to this match. Tatum Paxley gets a win over Kaden Carter. Grayson Waller. He was interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell. He says he knows she wants to talk about how things didn't go his way last week. He says that she should give Wes Lee a piece of her mind when she sees him next. So it looks like we're getting a Grayson Waller versus Wes Lee feud. And I don't mind that at all, as I think both guys are very good professional wrestlers. So all of a sudden, after Tatum Paxley wins and she's leaving the ring, and Katana Chance and Kaden Carter are in the ring, all of a sudden we get Joe Gacy on the PA system, and we shoot to the big screen, and Joe Gacy is coming over the PA system in the arena, and he's cutting a promo with the dyad, I believe it is, right? They call these guys the dyad. And he's out there on this big screen, and these two guys are standing side by side facing him. He's standing there in the middle of them. So he's cutting this promo, and apparently they've been given a new name. They're now called Schism. So Joe Gacy and the dyad are now called Schism. Schism. That's their new stable name. He says the two men that have been by his side, the dyad, these two guys in the cloaks, the hooded guys, the druids, they will reveal their identities next week, and they will be cleansed. So clearly, all of a sudden, they just disappeared from television. This is the grizzled young veterans. These two guys, the dyad, Schism, is going to be revealed as the grizzled young veterans. If you guys remember those guys, I thought they were a great tag team. And they're going to be revealed next week as Joe Gacy's henchmen here in what they're now calling Schism. And Hula Grim, that's a Tool song. I don't listen to Tool. I may get some heat for this. Fuck Tool. I think Tool sucks. I think Tool sucks. That's just my honest opinion. Sanga. Sanga was backstage. He was watching last week's intro to NXT and laughing at himself as he did a cannonball into the pool on Duke Hudson. So Duke Hudson walks in. He still says he's trying to get water out of his ears. He then challenges Sanga to a match tonight, and they are signed for tonight. Sanga versus Duke Hudson tonight on NXT. Oh, joy. So we get this match. Sanga wins in about 3 minutes. Bell rings. Both guys lock up. Sanga beats down Hudson, delivers a body slam. Hudson rolls out of the ring for a break and then gets back in. Hudson beats down Sanga with some forearms and then rips. Sanga is a big guy. He's also a hairy guy. He's got a hairy chest. And Duke Hudson starts ripping the chest hairs off of Sanga. So he takes some forearm shots to the midsection, but Sanga starts firing back. A big side slam. He then gets Hudson up on his shoulders. Hudson escapes. Sanga then grabs him by the throat with a big choke slam to follow. 1, 2, 3, and Sanga gets the victory over Duke Hudson. I'm not a fan of Sanga at all. I think Sanga has potential. I think Sanga has a good look about him. I don't know what the fuck they want him to be, but I do think that if you're really going to ask me, if you put a gun to my head and ask me who is better, Sanga or Omos, I'm taking Sanga. I'm taking Sanga 7 days out of the week. He's got potential. I just don't know what the fuck they want him to be. And he moves a lot better than Omos does in the ring. And I like Duke Hudson. I think Duke Hudson would be a perfect fit for the Maximum Male Models as well. He would also bring some legitimacy to the Maximum Male Models. I think that would be a good fit. If they're looking for new additions to the Maximum Male Models, you got Giovanni Vinci and you got Duke Hudson, who would fit perfect. Either one of those guys in that group. We got Robert Stone, Mr. Stone, and Von Wagner. Von Wagner's warming up with some resistance bands and tells Sikoa that he will beat him up no matter the location. So we get Solo Sikoa cutting a promo, says it's time to go for him, and he's talking very Uso-like to Von Wagner, very Uso-like. It is scary how Solo Sikoa sounds exactly like his brothers Jimmy and Jay. They are brothers after all, but they all cut identical promos in the same exact tone, and it's great. Solo Sikoa is going to be on the main roster before you know it. He's going to be there. Now, I don't know if they're going to pair him with and there have been reports about Solo Sikoa going up to the main roster. I don't know if they're going to pair him with the Bloodline, if the Bloodline's even still a thing by the time he gets up there, if they're going to pair him with the Usos, or if they're going to have him go solo, legitimately. I would have him go solo. I think he wants to break out on his own. He doesn't want to really ride the coattails of his brothers. He wants to make his own legacy. So I could see that being a thing. But he's great in his own right, and he's very over. Now, this crowd is like 75 people, but everybody is very, very excited when Solo Sikoa comes out on television. And this was the other big story of the night. These two had a wild brawl all over the Performance Center. So this went to a no contest. Von Wagner, put the lotion in the baskets, Von Wagner.
Put the lotion in the baskets. Put the lotion on the skin. Put the lotion in the baskets.
Von Wagner. Yes, he reminds me of Buffalo Bill. I'm sorry. Von Wagner's beating down Sikoa on the outside as he makes his way down the aisle. The bell rings. They're in the ring. They lock up. We see an exchange of submissions here before Sikoa goes for a shoulder tackle. Von Wagner no-sells it. Sikoa hits a standing splash. He goes for a pin, but Von Wagner kicks out. Sikoa hits a shoulder drop, but Von Wagner rolls out of the ring. Von Wagner, he maintains control of this match through a commercial break. Big boot, then goes for a pin, and Sikoa kicks out. Von Wagner hits some big rights, then chokes him on the ropes. Some more rights to Solo. and then hits a running forearm. So the two men start exchanging forearms back and forth. Sikoa gains the upper hand with a big uppercut. Solo hits a Samoan drop, followed by the running Uso splash in the corner. Two men roll to the outside before Von Wagner sends Solo face first into the commentary table. Referee ends up counting to 10, and there is a double count out as both guys are still continuing to beat the shit out of each other. And this all continues through the back throughout the show. So they got a double count out. They were broken up for a little bit, and then they picked up and resumed the fight in the backstage area through multiple parts of the building. So that's what the story here is with Von Wagner and Solo Sikoa. So we go on to Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. They're with a bunch of very, very mid-level women. Nobody overly attractive at all. I thought Trick Williams had better taste than that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I didn't see a solid 6 in that entire group of women. Come on now. Anyway, they head to a penthouse party, and they congratulate one another on their wins at the Great American Bash. They say that they are the dream team, and they toast to Hayes' North American Championship run, that he retained the North American title over Grayson Waller. So they're drinking, and they're talking about how they run this town, and they run this NXT, and that's just the way it's going to be, and they're living the life. They're living the party life while celebrating out, just celebrating their championship victories. So we go on to Lash Legend. She's standing there with a basketball. She says she will treat Indi Hartwell like the basketball she is bouncing in their match coming up next. So she's bouncing this basketball, and she lets the basketball roll off to the side, and all of a sudden we see a red baseball bat stop the basketball from rolling any further down the hallway. And obviously we all know that is Alba Fire. She's been feuding with Lash Legend. Feels so bad for Alba Fire, man. Former Kaylee Ray got a feud with Lash fucking Legend. Yes, trash Legend. So we go to Indi Hartwell and Lash Legend, man. This was bad. This was worse than bad. This was terrible, man. Oh my goodness. So both women are out there. Lash Legend got no entrance. Indi Hartwell got an entrance. The bell rings. The two lock up. Legend sends Hartwell into the corner. Hartwell fires back with a forearm. She sends Legend out of the ring. Legend then sends Hartwell into the ring apron. Then we go back in the ring. Legend drapes Hartwell over the top rope, hangs her out to dry. And then she locks Hartwell into a back submission, but Hartwell gets out of that. Hartwell rolls up Legend and then goes for a roll-up again, but Legend kicks out. Legend sends Hartwell into the middle turnbuckle. All of a sudden, Alba Fire is coming out, and she's standing on that little NXT podium that they have hanging above the crowd. So Lash Legend is on the second turnbuckle. She's looking for a superplex on Indi Hartwell. Alba Fire is out there mocking Legend with the basketball. She then gives Hartwell the chance to come back with a spine buster. So Indi goes to the opposite corner, and she goes for a springboard, and she completely botches the springboard. She slips off the top rope. She falls into the ring. She sloppily goes to cover Lash Legend. She does this half-ass roll-up, and she gets the 1-2-3 on Lash Legend, and that's it for Indi Hartwell. She gets the victory over Trash Legend. At the end of the match, Alba Fire attacks Legend with a chair, and it's seemingly setting up yet another match between Trash Legend and Alba Fire. I don't know what it is with Lash Legend, man. There are people in the community that adore Lash Legend, that they think Lash Legend has this potential. I don't know what you guys are watching, man. She is fucking terrible in every sense of the word. I cannot pick one word in the English language to describe how bad Lash Legend is in that ring. It's almost as if she isn't even trying. It's like a mockery of professional wrestling. She's flailing about in there. Her selling is fucking terrible. There's nothing on her in her offensive repertoire that looks good at all. She does this thing with her fucking lashes. I mean, give me a fucking break with this comedy. This is what we're constituting as professional wrestling in the women's division of NXT after Triple H built the revolution for this entire company? This. Lash Legend. It makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder how this woman has a fucking job. And WWE fired Tegan Knox. They fired Toni Storm. They fired, who else? Ember Moon. They fired Dakota Kai. They fired Dakota Kai. They fired Dexter Lumis. They fired Harland, Parker Boudreaux. But Lash Legend, somehow, Lash Legend made it past their 6-month trial. Their 6-month report card. Somehow Lash Legend made it past the 6th month, and Harland did not. And they fired Ember Moon and fired Dakota Kai to keep Lash Legend on the NXT roster. I am fucking dumbfounded. How this woman has a job and WWE released who they released, but she is still there. She survived. She's like a cockroach. She's like a cockroach. It's unbelievable. I wish this woman would get off my TV. She is awful. In every sense of the word. There's nothing redeeming about her. Theme music sucks. Her gimmick sucks. She sucks. How did she make the 6-month trial basis? How did she report after 6 months and pass the test? Who's grading her? A blind man? Holy shit. Awful. Get her off television and far away from a WWE ring, period. Chase University, man. Starting to like Andre Chase a little bit more every week, man. I think Andre Chase is great. So we go to Chase University. They're in London. They got a field trip. They're taking pictures all over London. They show them touring around London and having fun as they promote Chase University. And then Andre Chase, he blasts somebody in the classroom. I love how he just starts cursing all over the place. Some fucking geek student in the classroom starts getting him angry. He starts dropping F-bombs and asshole and prick and all these great words that I wish our teachers back in our day used to use on us, or should have used on us. I know if I was a teacher, I'd use those words. Andre Chase apparently does. So I think this is awesome. Really entertaining stuff here by Andre Chase. Moving on. We got Mackenzie Mitchell with Legado del Fantasma and Tony D'Angelo. She asks, does Mackenzie Mitchell, asks Elektra Lopez if she attacked Roxanne Perez, and she denies it. Tony D'Angelo says that they will find out where Joaquin Phoenix and Cruz del Toro stand. Why are you asking Elektra Lopez about Roxanne Perez? I know for a fact, and I can tell you right now, that Elektra Lopez is a loyal, dedicated member of this family. So we go back to the backstage area, and Von Wagner and Solo Sikoa are still fighting, this time in the outside of the arena portion of the Performance Center. Officials managed to break them up, and Mr. Stone tells Solo Sikoa this isn't over. So they're continuing the brawl after their count out earlier in the night. Tony D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family, he's there with Channing Lorenzo Stacks. 2 dimes got dumped over the fucking bridge, and he's now swimming with the fishes. So we got the D'Angelo family versus Edris Enofe and Malik Blade. This wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be here with Edris and Blade. The D'Angelo family wins. Enofe made a hot tag to Blade. He takes out Lorenzo, hits a leg drop. He does got a nice-looking drop kick, though, does Edris. He goes for a pin, but Lorenzo kicks out. Lorenzo sends Blade into the top turnbuckle. Tags in Tony D as he hits the beautiful swinging neck breaker. The swinging fisherman neck breaker there for the 1-2-3. And Tony D gets the victory for the D'Angelo family. After the match, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin, did I say Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin Wilde. Joaquin Wilde, not Joaquin Phoenix, not the Joker. No. Bruce Pritchard is the Joker, not Joaquin Wilde. Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro beat down Blade, standing tall in the ring. And Tony D wanted to see where their allegiance lies. He wanted to see how loyal they were, and they were loyal. They did what he wanted, and they both beat up Edris and Malik Blade at the end of the match. Nikita Lyons is backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell. She says she didn't attack Perez, but she will gladly be Mandy Rose's opponent if Perez cannot compete tonight. That's a little seed. That's a little seed planted for sometime in the not-too-distant future for Miss Lyons. Toxic Attraction comes down to the ring, and they take their time getting down there, kind of giving you the vibe that they were the ones to attack Roxanne Perez. Mandy Rose grabs a microphone and says that Perez isn't woman enough to challenge her tonight. She says no one can beat her, and she is the one who runs NXT. Cora Jade then comes to the ring and tells Rose to shut the hell up. She says that Rose and her night is not over yet, and Jade says that she will step in and give these people a women's title match. So Roxanne Perez comes out with bandages around her midsection, selling the attack. She comes out with the referee. Jade is there telling her not to compete. You don't got to do this tonight. You don't got to do this tonight. Let me do it. But she insisted that she's fine. So the match begins, and we get Roxanne Perez versus Mandy Rose. She cashes in her breakout contract, and this is it. World title opportunity here for Roxanne Perez. So Perez is being beaten down. Mandy Rose is obviously focusing on the injury here, quote-unquote injury, with an abdominal stretch. Perez escapes. Rose delivers a spine buster. She goes for a pin. Perez kicks out. Perez pins Rose, but Rose kicks out again. Rose sends Perez into the top turnbuckle, but Perez manages to roll her up. Rose kicks out and sends Perez into the corner. Perez then gets her knees up and knocks Rose down. Perez hits Rose with a forearm, then follow with a clothesline, side Russian leg sweep, goes for a pin, but Rose kicks out of the side Russian leg sweep. Perez then sends Mandy shoulder first into the ring post. She hits a dive through the middle rope, does Roxanne, very weak. It did not have the impact that it really needed. So she does a dive through the middle rope. Now they're on the outside. She hits Pop Rocks, her code red finish on the outside, and she sends Mandy back into the ring. So Cora Jade is out there. You got to get back in the ring. This is it. You're going to win the title. So Roxanne's in the middle of the ring there. She's getting in the ring, rather. She's climbing through the ropes. Cora Jade takes off her title belt, hits Roxanne in the back, very weak with the title belt, turns heel, and Mandy Rose hits the bicycle knee for the 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez fails, and Cora Jade turns heel 1 week after winning the tag team titles with her best friend 1 week ago, beating Toxic Attraction, now leaving the NXT tag team titles for the women's division vacant on the 2.0 roster. Just like they are on the main roster, they are now vacant on the 2.0 roster. Again, I don't want to repeat myself. We went over this in the beginning of the show. I thought this entire heel turn was lame. This shit sucks. Cora Jade went to attack Roxanne Perez for whatever reason with the skateboard. The skateboard broke in midair. With the force of her lifting it up, the fucking thing broke in half. Clearly, it was a rigged skateboard. It was a decoy skateboard. It wasn't a real skateboard. But this is what you get when you want to take the fucking PG way out instead of actually being a fucking professional wrestler. Seriously. We got Darby Allin coming out with fucking thumbtacks on his skateboard, and it's a real fucking skateboard. Yet Cora Jade can't use a fucking real skateboard to beat up her best friend, to sell an injury angle and sell a heel turn. Holy shit. Did that look terrible? Lame. The whodunit angle is lame. It's played out. Cora Jade, 21 years old, didn't need to turn heel now. I'll say it again. Mandy Rose should have lost the championship tonight to Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade should have not been showing any signs of turning heel. That should have came closer to the next pay-per-view. for NXT. Roxanne Perez should have won the NXT Women's title tonight. Toxic Attraction should have been called up after SummerSlam, and they should be demoted to the main roster. And Roxanne Perez leads the division as both NXT Tag Team Champion and NXT Women's Champion. That's what should have been done. Then you could have sold Cora Jade turning heel slowly but surely over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, leading to the breakup, leading to a match at the next pay-per-view. There is time. I don't know why we needed to rush through it tonight. It looked lame. The execution sucked. The post-match attack was embarrassing. That woman is going to have nightmares about what happened in that ring tonight. WWE just doesn't give a shit about long-term storytelling. They don't. As easily documented, clearly documented by what they did here tonight. That was NXT. That was your NXT 2.0 show for this Tuesday night. If you'd enjoy the review, man, I would appreciate a thumbs up. We had 1,300 plus in the venue tonight. I appreciate you. 558 likes on the stream. Let's try for 750 likes minimum tonight for the NXT post show on Off the Script. Get those super chats in. We're going to hang out at the end of the show in just a little bit. First, I want to shout out my sponsor for tonight's show, man. My great friends over at Manscaped. Manscaped.com. I don't know what you guys are doing, man. My sources are telling me, and I got better sources than SAP, that you guys ain't taking control of your bush. Taking control of your bush is very important. These products are so good, you're going to be showing your pride in your new bush-free yard. It's a fact that you are going to have the best-kept nutsack in all of the IWC. Manscaped is going to help you with that, man. Code SCRIPT20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. The Performance Package 4.0. In this Performance Package 4.0, it includes the Lawnmower 4.0, Advanced Skin Safe Technology, Ceramic Blade, Night Vision, LED light. You guys are good to go, man. Also, you guys are going to get the Weed Whacker. It's a fine-tuned nose and ear hair trimmer. It's going to get all those pesky little holes and the hairs that nobody wants to see. It's going to get rid of them all, man. It's going to get rid of them all like Nick Khan gets rid of the budget cuts at the end of the quarter. You guys are also going to get the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. And you guys are going to get 2 free gifts, man. The Shed Travel Bag, #1, and you guys are going to get a pair of boxers, man. The anti-chafing boxers. Specifically designed, high-patented performance created by Manscaped. 20% off, free shipping. Code SCRIPT20. Code SCRIPT20 at manscaped.com. Make sure you guys go check them out. And I want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the show here tonight, the NXT 2.0 post show on OTS. Tony Brown. My boy Tony Brown, man. He knows where the booty meat is, man. It's on Tuesday and it's on Wednesday. Sometimes on Friday. Meat was on display tonight with a $4.99 super chat. Indeed it was, bro. Indeed it was. Got Mandy, you got Roxanne, you got Nikita, right? Some good-looking meat there, bro. Jenny with a Canadian $5 super chat. Enjoying your streams very much. Jenny, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here in the venue. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. Cora Jade turning heel. Why? Joseph Taylor, your guess is as good as mine, bro. I don't know. We need Manscaped to get rid of Bruce. Yes, we do. Bruce is quite pesky, man, but I don't think it's going to take an ear and nose hair trimmer to get rid of Bruce Pritchard, man. We're going to need more than that. We're gonna need more than that, man. We may need Chris Jericho to do some magic, some wizardry on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. JP 5150 with a $10 super chat. That old fashioned made by the beautiful bartender last night was absolutely amazing. It has such a good taste with the whiskey spice. I'll have another one at the beer garden, bro. My new favorite. Old fashioned is my favorite drink of choice, man, all year long. You could use chocolate bitters. You could use pumpkin, orange, grapefruit. I've been using this thing called proof syrup in my old fashions. It's a mix of sugar, flavor, and bitters. It basically eliminates you adding bitters and sugar into your drink. So what you do is you pour a half of ounce of this syrup, which is bitters and sugar, and you pour it into the glass, and you put your ice in the glass, and then you take your whiskey of choice, you pour 2 ounces of whiskey into the glass, you stir it around for about 30 seconds or so, and then you strain into a whiskey glass with a sphered cube of ice. You pour it into the glass. You take an orange peel, you extract the essence of the orange all along the rim, throw the orange peel in there, put a Luxardo cherry in there, and you're good to go. That's why I got an old-fashioned sitting on my fucking bar top right here in front of me. JP, thank you so much, brother. Tony Brown with another $4.99 super chat. Mandy got serious meat. Bro, I think Mandy's wrestling attire is getting smaller and smaller by the week. I don't even think those are... What are they, man? Are those shorts? Are those wrestling shorts? They look like underwear. Is Jesse in the chat? Is Jesse in the chat shilling himself like Hologram was telling me earlier? Or was I not supposed to say that? Bro, don't come in my chat asking and begging for subscribers, bro. You're not getting a taco truck. Michael Partham with a $4.99 super chat. How about a shirt that says "This show sucks" in the style of the old Raw is War logo? It would sell like hotcakes on Bonfire. Michael, you may be onto something, man. You may be onto something, bro. Kalo does everything with a $4.99 super chat. This is my first super chat, but AEW Dark was great. However, some e-drone named WWE Gareth stopped by and kept spamming AEW will fail. Well, the only thing in Gareth's life that's failed is his nutritionist, if he had one. His diet has failed. If you actually took a look at what Gareth looks like, he should not be using the word fail. Clearly, his fucking desire to lose weight has also failed. The sad thing is, this is the sad thing. The fact that AEW Dark premieres at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, he's 6 hours ahead, or 5 hours ahead, 5 or 6 hours ahead. So he's in Europe somewhere. He's in like that region of the globe. He's 5 or 6 hours ahead, so he's home in his bedroom with his lube and his box of tissues, and he's on YouTube watching AEW Dark, and he's trolling the chat. So clearly he's showing you that he is a fat slob who's never felt a pair of tits in his entire life, and he's on YouTube trolling a fucking chat from a wrestling promotion putting on pro wrestling. He just ousted himself in front of... How many viewers does Dark get, man? 30,000, 40,000 live? He's basically exposed himself as a virgin in front of the AEW brethren. Must be great. Must be great. Yet I'm the bad guy in the community. Diablo Stackola. $5 super chat. What the fuck? That heel turn made it absolutely make no sense. God, I miss Triple H. Yeah, me too, bro. I do too. Triple H was great. AEW Mark with the $2 super chat. What do you think of TK's elimination title matches? What do you mean elimination title matches? There's things that Tony Khan needs to stop doing. Number one, we need to have TK stop when Mexican wrestlers wrestle each other and someone is masked, having the mask pulled off, leading to a victory for the other guy. That needs to stop. Battle Royals need to stop, at least for right now. We've seen a lot of Battle Royals in the last 6 weeks. Aaron Benjamin, $9.99. Just imagine MJF and WWE with Bruce and Vince. They're going to book the lamest things for him to team up with The Miz. Typical WWE. Bro, as soon as MJF ends up in WWE and they pair him with The Miz, his career's finished. I have to have people trying to convince me that being tagged with The Miz for Ciampa is a career moment for him. They're so delusional in their own ways. They don't realize that The Miz is channel-changing garbage and that The Miz is a career killer. And if it's a tag team match at SummerSlam, Ciampa's only in the tag team match to eat the pin. Because they're not going to pin Miz. Jay Coyle with the 10-month membership. Thank you, brother. Tried watching NXT, but I drifted off. At least tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes, tomorrow is Wednesday. Fighter Fest is looking stacked, man. Christy Wilson with a $1.99 super chat. NXT's women's division is a total dumpster fire. Christy, I agree. As soon as EO leaves, goodbye. Alba Fire is great, though. I like Alba Fire. I think the presentation for Alba is great. And Tiffany Stratton is awesome. Roxanne Perez is very good as well. Nikita Lyons is very promising. There is potential there, but it's not like anything Triple H did. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. What up, JD? Did you hear about Virgil recently about his health? Thoughts and prayers are with him, his friends, and his family. Yes, I did read about that today. Thoughts and prayers to Virgil. Suffering through a couple of different things right now. Doesn't sound good at all, man. And shout out to Mongo McMichael as well, man. Him and his family. Seen a video, or a picture rather, of him floating around on social media, man. I think he's got ALS. Holy shit, man. That disease it's inhumane. It's unbelievable, man. Marcus, or Marquise, is AEW with the $2 super chat. Bruce has got to go, man. Simple as that, JD. You ain't kidding, brother. Chan Man unfollowed you, says Hologram. Bro, I don't know what his problem is with me. I don't know what his problem is with me, man. He wishes he could do what we do over here. Just another hater, man. Just another hater is that guy. I don't get it. I don't talk about these people. That's the guy that screenshotted when I talked about Elias and Ezekiel being on the screen together. I simply tweeted that they did some split screen magic here, and they put a wig and a beard on Elias to make him look like Elias, or put a wig and a beard on Ezekiel to make him look like Elias. He dressed up as Elias and did some split screen magic. Meanwhile, Sean Ross Sapp said the same fucking thing in his tweet, but nobody screenshotted his tweet. They screenshotted my tweet. And the only reason why I said it the way that I said it is because half of my audience doesn't watch this show because the show sucks. I'm doing them a favor by telling them what the fuck is going on. I'm simply updating my fans on what's going on. Oh my God, JD is so terrible. Alex Perez with a $4.99 super chat. I gotta say, you didn't bash NXT tonight as much as you normally do. Is Triple H actually working on NXT again? Alex, no. Alex Perez, come on, bro. Triple H, this is week number 3, man. Triple H is not running NXT. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. What happened to the supposed dark magic for the Judgment Day? Glad Edge left. That team is dead. I don't know. No idea, bro. AK with a $4.99 super chat. AEW question. Sasha versus Jade at Grand Slam or versus Thunder as Sasha's first feud? I don't care. I just want her in there. Brian Blair with a $10 super chat. We all know Bruce has no problem doing Vince's bidding. Terrible booking as usual. Bruce will make sure Vince is buried upside down so he can always kiss his ass. Furious Nation with a $5 super chat. It's a shame Umaga isn't alive anymore, but imagine Umaga versus Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa. Armando Estrada with Umaga was great too. Yes, he was. Scorpio, $2 super chat. Hey, JD, have you seen the movie The Crow? Yes, I thought the movie Crow was overrated. Liam with a $7.99 in super chat. Great work, JD. Keep it up. You're a fan from Saudi. Thank you, Liam. Prodigy RKO with a $5 super chat. Do you see the women's tag team titles going back to Toxic, JD? And how does Roxy, Cora flush compared to Ciampa and Gargano? It doesn't, bro. I hope the women's tag team titles are fucking burned. They need to get rid of them. Ciampa and Gargano is legendary status, man. Nothing in WWE since then has even rivaled Ciampa Gargano. Yes, I think Tool sucks, and I think The Crow is overrated, yes. The Crow is only a sick-ass movie, Stone Beast, because, of the whole lore behind it. It's the only reason why the movie is talked about. It's about the lore of the movie. Michael Lige, or Lige, with a $5 super chat. I don't care if Lash Legend can't wrestle. Just keep her on my television so I can see that beautiful booty. Michael, you're really lowering your standards, bro. There are so many more you could say that about. We don't need Lash Legend on TV, bro. Yes, Brandon Lee, yes. The whole lore of Brandon Lee being killed in the production of the movie. That's why it's such a cult classic. Same thing with Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, right? Only reason why the band is in that legendary discussion is because of the way he killed himself. Meanwhile, Kurt Cobain was one of the absolute worst guitar players of any generation ever. And they're a one-hit wonder. Nirvana has some of the worst music to human ears possible ever. And Maynard James Keenan, man, you want a vocalist? Maynard ain't it, bro. Holy shit. I remember I bought a Tool album. It was so bad. I spent, what, $14, $15.99 on it? It was so bad. My first listen, I threw it in the garbage. I'm like, I'm never buying this music ever again. Christopher Valentine with a $1.99 super chat. Did you see Black Phone yet? NXT sucks. What's up? Christopher, I have not seen Black Phone yet. I'd like to, though. Furious Nation with a $10 super chat. Am I the only one who thinks and feels that Lesnar's act has been a bit overexposed as of late? I genuinely don't care for Lesnar vs. Reigns at all for SummerSlam. Yet geeks will say, but it's LMS. I don't give a fuck if it's Last Man Standing. It's 9 times. How many fucking times you need to see it? How many times can you care about something after getting it 8 previous fucking times? AEW Mark 2018 with a $2 super chat. Tony Khan is doing championship contender matches. Is he? Where is he doing championship contenders matches, man? I could count on one hand how many championship contenders matches Tony Khan has done on AEW television. And most of them have been done by the Young Bucks. Manny, why not return the Tool CD? Because I didn't want anybody else to suffer the way that I did. I felt like I did somebody a favor. Neb with a $1.99 super chat. You see EO's tweet. Yes. I think that's simply deflection, Neb. She can't say nothing now because she's still under WWE contract. And AEW Mark, $2 super chat. Are you an Animal Leaders fan? I have no idea who that is, bro. Animal Leaders? I don't know who the fuck that is, bro. Who is that? Animal Leaders. I know Animal Drive. Animal Drive is one of my favorite new bands, bro. Led by my boy Dino Jalusic from Croatia. Outside Miles, man. When Miles Kennedy retires, Dino Jalusic is going to be the #1 vocalist in all of rock and metal. Remember the name. Seriously, just go listen to their cover of Skid Row's Monkey Business, man. I wish I could use that. If I could use a song right now, you guys would be hearing Monkey Business by Animal Drive on it would be the official theme of the show. That's how good it is. I may break it out one of these weeks and say, fuck the ad revenue, man, just because I want to hear it. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. I had fun talking to you all. Blasting Tool, Trash Legend, Brendan Lee, The Crow, Dunkaroos. Anyway, guys, I will be back live tomorrow night with Jesse, maybe. AEW Dynamite Fighter Fest tomorrow night, man. Loaded show. We'll be back in the beer garden tomorrow to do our thing, man. Until then, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. I need those Mustang emojis for my VIPs. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed. Go check out Manscaped, code SCRIPT20 at manscaped.com. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for notifications. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow night for Fighter Fest. Until then, have a good one. I'll see you guys later.
This one's different. Him and I are a lot alike. He needs to feed, although he may call it something else. We'll take our time with this one, trust me. Patience. I'm gonna make him chase his next meal.